In this lesson, let's talk about how to name the accidentals, these black keys, in relation to their neighboring natural keys or other natural keys with respect to their neighboring natural keys, all in terms of half steps. So, if I start here on C4 and I would like to proceed up to this black key, you could say that I'm going up or to the right by a single half step. All of that process can be summarized with the term sharp. So if I say C sharp, I'm referring to a starting reference point of a natural, this white key, and then I'm going up a half step and landing on this black key. Therefore, all of that, right, it's very verbose, isn't it? Start here, go up a half step there. All of that is simplified by saying C sharp. So remember that this term sharp assumes that you begin with a reference point of a natural, one of these white keys, and then you proceed up by a half step. Let's try this with another key. For example, this is one of our anchor points. You remember that this is F natural, meaning that this is a white key. And if I want to go up to this black key, the imperative or the instruction is F sharp. What about this black key? What name can we give it? Well, it is to the right by a half step from this natural. So this is A sharp. What about this key? This is D sharp. Now, I think you're probably pretty clear on all of the black keys, right? We have just one left to talk about, and that's this one, which is G sharp. But can we do the same thing with other natural keys or white keys? So if I look at this C, can I give it a different label in terms of it being a half step above B? Absolutely, because remember, the word sharp doesn't only mean a black key or an accidental in this case. It can also just mean start from a white key, and if there is a white key to the immediate right by a half step, then that second white key can be referred to as a sharp. So this is a B sharp. Because remember, sharp just means go up a half step from a natural key reference point. B sharp. What about this one? Well, this can be called an E sharp. So all these sharps mean is that you start on a natural key and go up a half step. What about going down a half step? So for example, if I start here on D and I would like to instruct my finger here to go down one half step or to the left by a half step, the terminology for that is a flat. So D flat. Remember, flat just means go down a half step from a starting point of a lettered key. So if I start here on E, a lettered key, and go down a half step, this is E flat. If I start on G, this is G flat. A flat. B flat. So B flat, A flat, G flat, E flat, and D flat. Well, what about these two pairs of white keys that don't have a black key in between? What name can I give this white key right there? Well, it's a half step below F, so this can be called F flat. We start on F, go down a half step, F flat. What about this white key? Well, it can be called C flat, because I start on C and I go down a half step, C flat. What this means is, just to make it very clear, that sharps and flats do not exclusively have to belong to the black key space. Sharps and flats are simply instructions to start on a reference point, which is a natural, and proceed either up a half step, that's a sharp, or down a half step, that's a flat.